Yo, welcome to day 2 of February album writing month. We're in the practice space where I did the last one. May not upload this on February 2nd, but I'm recording this on February 2nd. So last February album writing month, I just put all the songs on the album in the order that I finished writing them. And I kind of want to do the same thing this year, or at least more or less do the same thing. But the cool thing about having a couple different song ideas already in your head when you start is that you can use them to kind of map out the trajectory, like the emotional trajectory of the album. So I picked a song that I think is going to be the first one on the album. So for this song, I started off with a pretty simple musical idea. Every now and again you sit down with the guitar, you noodle something out, and you're like, oh, that's cool, I'll save that for later. So this is one of those cases. Here's what I have so far. I have this kind of like verse intro section. And then after some chunk of words, it'll change to this. Just to change the mood. It feels like it's building a little bit more momentum. And then what I think I'm gonna do for the outro, just to give it a little bit of flavor, is to have this like chromatic descent that goes like this. Something like that. But these like main progressions are very simple and kind of basic, so I wanted to figure out how I can incorporate a more riffy, attention-grabbing quality to this kind of chord progression. I was messing around doing some of these like... It would very much change the vibe of how the melody fits the chords. So I thought I could do this part, because it gives it more of a riffy vibe just by putting that in there. I want to incorporate it into the pattern that I already had. So I could do like... something like that. Just because I feel like this is a very common like set of intervals to change through for like a song. Where I can, I want to avoid, using cliches. If a section of a song needs to be basic, like if the mood of that part of the song will best be served by a basic chord progression, then I will do that. But I don't think that's the case for this song. And so I want to make it a little bit more intricate and unique to the song so that when people hear this guitar part, they can identify it, and say, oh, that's that song. So I'm gonna keep noodling around and I'll be back to you with the demo. Okay, so I've noodled out a bunch of riffy things and I've kind of tied them together into a solid timeline of music that makes sense. And what I might do is actually take what I was planning to be the second song on the album and just tack it on to the end and make that the first song of the album, because they're both pretty short songs. The story kind of flows between them pretty well. What it also did was give me an easy way out for making my second song more interesting. It was just a bunch of like power chords, but now I can kind of recycle the chord shapes from the last song and spice it up a little bit. Yeah, so this song is called Disassemble. The truth is that truth is useless. It's not as tangible as fact, not so simple and dramatic. So let's compare and contrast the truth with the facts until it's too hard to understand, love, or empathize with anybody, because it's all algebra to me, compelled by a tendency to disassemble everything. And now that it's over, I can say that I called it, predict that you'll fuck up, you can claim you're a prophet. I feel like a dick now for writing these words down, for having these feelings, still fucking the new girl. but I still think about you whenever I'm alone. Now this house seems haunted when nobody's home, and I suspect you know the feeling of hardly ever sleeping, staring at the ceiling in my room. I miss you when I drink, but I miss you when I'm sober. Miss you when I sleep, and I miss you hungover. And I miss you every day, I miss you every night. I miss you when I listen to Alice in Weiss. I think about you all the fucking time. So yeah, this has been a songwriting video. Stay tuned for the next one. Song 1, boom, done.